Hey guys, so just an update here. I spliced together the last part of the video and I realized that it was going to be about 59 minutes long. I can't release an hour-long YouTube video. I wouldn't sit through one. I don't expect you guys to sit through one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to break this down into a three-part video. And in the next segment, what you're going to see is us investigating the kitchen and the living room area with the IOvilus app. And I apologize for the inconvenience of having to break this down into three videos now. But for time purposes, I think it's going to be best. So you have the first video, which will be about 30 minutes. Second video will be about 20. And third video, probably about 35 to 40, depending. Because one long recording is like 30 minutes by itself. And it does yield some monumental things that I really think you'll find interesting now. So I apologize for the inconvenience. And hopefully you guys enjoy this. This right here is going to be the IOvilus test, part 2. This is something that's always important. One of the things I instill in my investigators is as you're going through a location, you take notes. You take notes on what happens. This way you can kind of timestamp everything. You know that, hey, you heard a noise at X and X time.
Okay, what was the time?
I don't know. I wasn't paying attention. Neither one of us were near the phone. So we're not going to timestamp this, but I know what section of the video we were in. We were on the staircase.
Okay.
But basically, this is important because as you're taking your notes, you can actually write down, keep a watch on you, write down the time. And as you're going through your audio recordings, then you can correlate a noise that you may have heard and maybe catch it on audio. All right, so we're in the kitchen.
IOvilus
We're
off.
going to turn this off. As you see, I didn't turn it off from last time. Oh, so I can actually leave this app running in the background and it will talk.
Yeah, basically.
I didn't know that. Okay, so that's interesting. So I just found out something about this that I didn't know. So we got the IOvilus off. I'm going to reset it. We're in the kitchen, and then we're going to move on to the living room. I just want to see what the difference is in responses if we get anything. So far, I'm still not sold on this app. I'm not sure as to how well it works. So carry on. IOvilus on, and let's go.
IOvilus on.
That's me walking. I got my phone sitting on the stove, and I'm going to stand a good distance away from it. I'm thinking maybe the distance between myself and the device, that whatever's here might feel more comfortable coming to speak into it or modifying whatever needs to be modified on the interior device of the phone to manipulate the wordage. So, can you tell me, are you a male or a female? Use a device that's sitting on the stove. Speak. Speak. Are you a male or female? Can you tell me your name? There's no reason to be afraid of us. You are welcome to live here. We don't want to remove you. We mean you no harm. We just want to speak to you. Could you please come and manipulate this device? Tell me your name.
It's currently 2 questions.
That was Danny talking.
Yes.
Gotta always make sure to tag your recorder if you're recording anything, honey.
I know.
If you whisper, make sure the recorder knows that you whispering.
Okay.
What color are the walls in this kitchen?
You guys hear anything that's not pencil moving?
I don't think it's going to hear the scratching of the pencil, but it could, I guess.
I have a heavy hand.
That was me.
Come.
That was a loud sip, father.
Okay. Come where? What do you mean by come? Gotta give me more to go off of than that. If you hear that, it's my daughter erasing something that she wrote. So I've noticed lately that there has been an ambush, so to speak, of ants on my kitchen counter, and I've tried everything to get rid of them. Are you the one causing the ants to appear in the kitchen? Because I know the kitchen is very clean.
Yeah, Miss Brittany, make sure of that.
Can you say anything at all other than just the word come? Because that, it doesn't necessarily tell me anything.
What room do you want us to come to?
If you hear that, that was me. I had something stuck in my throat.
If you guys hear any light banging, that's the fridge.
Yeah, the ice maker's going. Nothing I can do about that.
Nope.
What room am I currently standing in? Can you tell me my name? What is my name?
Yeah, I haven't been able to do that yet.
Haven't said any names yet, other than a few days ago.
Yep. I think it left.
Well, I'm gonna give it time sometimes. That's why we're letting it, go for a good while without a response before we stop recording. Because I want people to understand that what you see on paranormal TV shows is not what actually happens. What you guys are seeing right now, as we're standing here and we're asking questions and nothing is happening. This is how an investigation typically will go. You will sit there for hours and not have a response. And it can get quite boring, but that's what we do. What you see on TV is over-dramatized for the most part, and they just show the exciting portions of an investigation. If you don't stop messing with that magnet, because you're making a lot of noise. And that's what you're going to see if you actually go on a paranormal investigation with a team. You're not going to see what happens on TV where it's constant activity. Boom, 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 boom. What you're going to see is activity very sparse, and it doesn't happen as often as you would like.
Want some water?
You weren't supposed to open that.
Why?
That was from her grandmother's 85th birthday party. You didn't know. It's okay. Sorry, I was talking. Okay, so we're going to leave the kitchen and we're going to go to the living room. This seems to be where I've gotten the majority of the responses. And I'm kind of curious,
Coffin.
actually, as to... Oh. A coffin, huh? Did you mean coffee? Because I was just drinking coffee, or did you actually mean coffin?
Threat.
Threat. Okay. What is the threat? Oh, are you telling me that it's a threat that you're going to put me in a coffin? Is that what you meant? This is not the first time I've gotten the word threat on this device, either here in this living room.
This living room doesn't feel like it has any negative energy to it.
No, none of the house feels like it has negative energy at all. You just feel random cold spots. So, we came in here from the kitchen, and the first word I get is coffin.
Okay, so how many words have you gotten so far?
2. First word I got was coffin. The second word I got was threat.
2.
So, I'm going to turn off the device real quick and turn it back on. We're going to reset it so we can start fresh here in the living room. And I want to see if I can get those 2 specific words to reappear again.
IOvilus. Off.
Gonna give it a few seconds to reset while I go and take a sip of my coffee. Alright, turn it back on. That was Danny yawning.
IOvilus. On.
That was me taking a sip of my coffee. So, if there's anything in this room with us,
Fear.
fear.
Are one of us afraid or are you afraid?
I'm gonna stand this up here.
Telepathy.
Telepathy.
Who has telepathy?
Are you afraid of someone being telepathic? Someone has telepathy?
Can someone read your mind?
Alright, we're gonna set this up here.
Can you read ours?
Okay, so when I first came into the living room, you said 2 specific words. Can you make those words come to the device again? If you hear that, that was Maui, our gerbil. Can you say those 2 words again? So look, my phone is currently just propped up there. Nothing's holding it. Can you knock it over? If you hear that, it's the ice maker kicking on. Can you knock the phone
Hammer.
over? Hammer.
You said hammer?
Hammer.
5 responses.
Okay. What about a hammer? Do you need a hammer to knock the phone over? Is that what you're trying to tell me? I mean, there's numerous hammers here.
You've asked about 4 questions, correct?
Oh, I've asked way more than that.
4 to 7. It's gonna say.
We're going to ask a lot more questions. I wouldn't put a number down yet. I mean, that was a good thought on how many questions that we're going to try and ask, but we're going to ask a lot more.
Okay.
Because this is the room where we seem to get the most responses. Can you tell me what you mean by hammer?
What's the time?
1:54. So I'm kind of curious now, because I realized that when I sit the phone down, I don't get as many responses, like it goes quiet. I'm wondering if when I pick the phone up and start moving again, if I'm going to get responses.
Can I try?
Sure, give it a shot.
I wonder if it goes off of heat recognition.
I don't think it goes off of anything that has to do with heat. I think what it is it's
Tools.
modifications in air pressure.
Tools.
Okay, hammer is a tool.
I guess that kind of correlates.
That could kind of correlate. What about tools? I do have many of them. So I'm thinking it is maybe changes in pressure as to the phone itself, not necessarily the internal mechanisms of the phone. Because, like, air pressure in a room is going to change if there's a spirit trying to manipulate it.
I guess it could. Maybe that's why we're
That would
getting
be my
such
best
random
theory.
responses.
Right, now would be my best theory. As right now, because I'm not still sold on this app. I've not seen anything besides a few responses that quote unquote could be intelligent that would sell me on
Okay.
this app yet.
I'm gonna try something. I'm sitting down on this couch. Do you want to sit down next to me? My hands start tingling. It's just because it got really cold over here.
I'm sitting on the couch. Now temperature's about the same.
Yeah.
That's me sitting the remote down, me closing the drawer.
Yeah.
Can you tell us your name? Can you give us any name at all? I know at one point we got the name Sally. Is that your name? Are you Sally?
Geek.
Geek. Are you calling me a geek?
I mean, you wouldn't be wrong.
No, it's valid.
Oh yeah. Okay, I'm gonna.
Or do, hang on. Or did people used to call you a geek? See, the name Sally, if that name popped up again, so there's a theory out there that these apps will use your phone's database, like your contacts and stuff, to formulate names from, right? It would make it really impressive if we got a name like Sally, because I have no one named Sally in my contacts.
No, actually, we didn't get Sally. We got Susan.
No, we got Sally and Susan.
Yeah, we got both, which means there are two.
Right, and neither one of those names I have in my contacts. That's why I would really like to see it say a name, but it's not wanting to do that today.
Okay, I'm gonna ask a question.
Go.
I know this might be a little bit weird to ask, but what are your intentions with us?
Try getting it from walking around again. I want to see if it makes it change.
Are your intentions malice? Could they be considered malice? Yeah, that's right. I got vocabulary.
I would have used the word malicious personally. That was Danny messing with a balloon.
Yeah.
If you hear anything, I'm walking because I want to test a theory, and I want to see
Can.
if Ken. So I've realized that I get more responses when I'm actually moving around if I'm walking. So I'm wondering if it's something in the air pressure. Maybe I'm not positive, but can what? You can be malicious towards us, or just can? I don't.
Do you have the possibility to be malicious?
All right. So we're gonna end this session here.
Hang on, I got one more question.
Okay.
If they're from olden times, they would probably know this. What is this animal?
My daughter currently has a puppet on her hand. What animal is that puppet? Okay.
I'm gonna try walking around, see if that will do anything.
Pierce.
Pierce.
Is that your name?
I mean, it could be. Like a last name, maybe.
Yeah, Pierce. Sally Pierce, Susan Pierce. Sounds about right.
I don't know. It could be. Is that your last name?
Or is it your first name?
Or is that not a name at all? You're saying you're going to pierce something.
Ah.
What?
My foot hurts.
Okay, so we're going to end this session now, and we're going to head on down to the basement.
IOvilus. Off.
I feel like my breathing is being constricted.
All right, so we're taking a break for a second. My daughter had to grab her inhaler. She said her breathing felt a little bit restricted, so it's something I'll keep an eye on. I don't believe it's the entity here in the house causing that to happen. You know, if you have an inhaler and you need an inhaler, you know how it is sometimes. So our test here in the kitchen and the living room, we only got maybe one response that I would have considered partially intelligent, and I'm not so certain that that was even intelligent. we got a bunch of random words. Coffin, for example.
But the thing is that I realized the pattern with those words. Most of those words were random but seem malice or malicious.
That is true. So she had a valid point there. They go on the same trend. Coffin, threat. So those pierce. So a hammer could pierce you, I guess.
Of the hammer.
Yeah, the back of the hammer, the claw of the hammer. Well, actually, the head of the hammer would hurt a hell of a lot more than the claw.
Oh, yeah,
I would think.
but a claw could pierce you.
Yeah, but so are those intelligent responses though?
I don't know.
I'm not sold on that yet. I cannot say for certain. So we're gonna head down to the basement now, and we're gonna test this in the basement. And as of right now, there better be some amazing responses that we get in the basement for me to say, in my personal opinion as a paranormal investigator, that this tool would in any way, shape, or form help anyone during a paranormal investigation. So you heard that was Maui. It's nothing major. So we're gonna head down to the basement now and give it a shot down there. So that was the IOvilus test, part 2. Now we're gonna go down to the basement. This is the segment I think you guys have been waiting for, and I hope you enjoy it. Please tune in for the next video.